多大了？
58了。
不18了。
您今年多大年纪了
90岁。
？90了。90岁了，每天还在赚钱。
我今年39岁。
I'm 39 years old, born in 1987, and I've been unemployed for 2 years now. When I first began searching for a job, I was very active in my job search. When I was 23, I still sent out several resumes a day. Initially, I was very confident in my job search because I had extensive experience and I had previously held lower-level positions. Even if I were to look for a job, I'd start from the bottom. Alas, I never expected that I'd really overestimated myself. And my age is a factor. After 35, it's basically impossible to find a job. If you don't have a place to eat for these 2 days, just come over. Yeah. It's okay. Yeah. We still have some food. Yeah. Dad is unemployed today. Dad, have some leftovers and noodles with your wine. Tomorrow, I'll use my New Year's gift money to buy you some pork head to go with your wine. A large number of homeless people and beggars have appeared in some major Chinese cities. Many of them have become homeless due to unemployment or the inability to pay rent. They spend their nights in bridge tunnels, subway entrances, and outside shopping malls, and spend their days scavenging garbage and other people's leftovers. Their lives are complicated. Online videos show that in one place an entire street is filled with beggars. China's economy continues to decline, resulting in an increasingly severe employment environment and a steadily rising number of unemployed people, particularly young individuals. According to the latest statistics, the unemployment rate for urban workers aged 16 to 24, excluding students, reached 17.8% in July, the highest level since August 2024. However, given that official data often conceal unfavorable information, the actual unemployment situation may be even more severe than the published figures suggest.
35岁以后找工作。
How daunting is it to find a job after 35? Those who've seen my previous videos know that I'm already 37, a long-time auntie, and I'm currently working part-time jobs in Beijing to pay off my debts. Many people ask me why I don't find a full-time job. It's not that I don't want one, but rather that full-time jobs don't want me because I'm too old. In Beijing, finding a job after the age of 35 is a daunting task. How daunting can it be to find a job after 35? Many of the resumes I send out go unread and fall into oblivion. Blogger Aoyuan says that when she finally gets an interview, the interviewer will ask her if she's married and has children. Some companies consider married couples with children to be more stable. When they hear that a woman is still single and childless, they worry that she might need to take maternity or parental leave in the future, increasing labor costs. They will find reasons to reject her, making it even more difficult for her to find a job. I just came out and passed by a small restaurant. I saw a sign outside. It's saying that they're hiring part-time workers. I figured that since I couldn't find a job right now, a part-time job would be a good way to earn some money and keep myself occupied. So when I went in and asked, "Sister, I saw you're hiring part-time workers outside and I'd like to know more," the lady looked at me and said, "You?" I said yes, and she said, "They're not hiring at the moment." The blogger said, "Is the competition that fierce these days? I can't even compete with the part-time workers at the hotel."
35岁左右。
What do unemployed people around 35 do? My husband has been unemployed for almost 6 months now, and our monthly mortgage and household expenses total $600. He's a college graduate with extensive work experience and is hardworking, but I don't understand why he's struggling to find a suitable job. There are only 3 options. First, rely on connections to learn a skill and start from scratch. Initially, the income will undoubtedly be meager, insufficient to cover the family expenses. Fortunately, it's more stable, but I don't see any prospects for improvement. The blogger said the second option was to drive for Didi, sell the family car, save some money, and upgrade to an electric vehicle. This job seemed free, but the income was unstable, and it was unclear how much one could earn in a month, leaving one feeling uncertain. Another option was her husband's desire to start a business. He planned to join a snack shop with a childhood friend who said he was a surefire way to make money, and he agreed it was a good opportunity. However, she felt that the investment in a snack shop was too high, and in today's market, the risks were high. Furthermore, partnerships were difficult to run, and if they failed, it would be difficult to recover. Faced with these 3 completely different paths, they felt lost, unsure how to proceed. The blogger explained that after years of work, he had earned some money, so why was he so anxious now? The turning point came in 2019 when he bought a pre-sale property from Evergrande. The monthly mortgage payment plus other living expenses came to $2,800. He initially ran a business and was making a good living. However, the economic downturn of recent years led to the collapse of his company, leaving him unemployed for a time and feeling immense stress. I'm suffering from insomnia every day now. I go to bed around 3 a.m. and wake up around 6 or 7 a.m. This has been going on for about 2 weeks now. I keep telling myself not to worry, but I can't do it. I simply can't. Actually, I was unemployed for over a year when I was 25, but my mindset back then was completely different from my current one. Being unemployed at 25 is entirely different from being unemployed at 35. Blogger Ah Wong said she's unemployed again. In the 2 years since she was laid off, she's changed jobs several times. Companies now have age requirements for hiring, but most require candidates under 35 years old. It's as if you have to complete this job transition before the age of 35. Either you become a company manager or you succeed in business. Otherwise, you face the risk of unemployment and business failure after 35. It's as if 35 is a watershed. Those destined for unemployment lose their jobs, and those destined for delivery jobs do as well. And those destined for Didi do the same. Many people burn themselves out to stay alive. Blogger Xiaoyang Ge stated that his company's leadership recently approached him and informed him that the company needed to make strategic adjustments, as a result of which he would need to leave the company temporarily. When he first heard the news, he was utterly stunned, unsure of what to do next. Every month, he and his wife have to pay the mortgage. Their 2 children are at the age where they eat a lot and are still growing, and on top of that, they also have to support their parents. Thinking about all this, he started frantically sending out resumes, but every single one disappeared without a trace. My wife didn't say anything, but I knew she was panicking. I tossed and turned in bed at night, unable to sleep. The more I thought about it, the more I felt useless, until one afternoon I saw my daughter playing carefree. She suddenly ran towards me and I hugged her. Seeing her happy face, 1,000 thoughts suddenly flooded my mind. I couldn't let this continue to degrade me. How would I provide for them in the future? My parents were counting on me to support them in their old age. Life had to go on. Today is the 45th day since I was unemployed. My wife asked me if I really wanted to keep going. I said I'm a loser now. What else can I do? I used to talk back when my wife bullied me, but now I don't. I've been unemployed for almost 2 months, and I've been frustrated at every job search. Even though I possess the skills, every time I attend an interview and see all those young professionals, I know I have little chance. The blogger said he had his moments of glory, but the highlight was probably 20 years ago when he scored 727 on the high school entrance exam. His lowest point is now. My wife contacted him yesterday saying, "Why don't you try to keep your account? You did so well with new media for the company before. Why don't you create your own account? It's such a waste of my talent to sit around at home all day." He said that after 8 years of marriage at his lowest point, his wife told him he had talent. This cheered him up and he decided to give it a try.
现在90后找工作怎么这么难？
Why is it so hard for people born in the 1990s to find jobs these days? They say you're old, but you can still do anything. They say you're young, but you can't find a job. I've been sending out resumes since the Lunar New Year. In just over 10 days, I've applied for over 70 jobs, but I've been rejected due to either my age or lack of experience. I didn't expect my age to be the obstacle. I was born in 1990. I am now 35. They don't want clerks. I look too old for front desk jobs, and they only want young people in sales. The company is far from home, and I have night shifts, so I'm unable to take care of 2 children. I finally got an interview, but they mentioned that I have children and that requesting leave would be a hassle. At 35, with elderly parents and young children to support and no fear of hardship, why is it so hard to find a job? Why am I not accepted? Against the backdrop of the Chinese government's mandatory implementation of a new social security policy that requires all businesses to contribute to their employees' social security, public opinion has questioned its rationale and raised questions about the survival pressures faced by small and medium-sized enterprises. A recent conversation between a restaurant owner and an employee has been circulating online, revealing that the owner, who has run the restaurant for 7 years, has been experiencing monthly losses. The Chinese Communist Party government's mandatory Social Security policy requires him to pay an additional $210 in Social Security contributions for each employee. Our shop has been open for 7 years, and we've been losing money every month this year. Now we have to pay Social Security, which in Changsha requires each employee to pay $210 per month. Here's what I'm thinking. I've never paid Social Security myself, and neither has my family. So I'd like to ask everyone, are you willing to contribute? Even though the shop hasn't been profitable, I've made this arrangement. I'll pay $210 a month for Social Security. I'll pay $70 and you'll pay $140. Is this feasible? Mr. Han, are you willing to contribute? It's still better to deal in cash. Auntie, are you going to pay? No. You're not paying either? Gong Yin, are you going to pay? No. What about Mr. Leo? No. So none of you are willing to pay. To be honest, if I had to cover $210 for each of you, I just couldn't afford it. After 7 years, this shop still hasn't broken even, so let's finish this month and then we'll close the shop. You've all been with me for 7 years, since day one, and you've stayed by my side without ever leaving. To shut it down like this, I really do guilty. However, the only option available at the moment is to cut our losses promptly, so let's keep going until September 1st. The boss informed me that my Social Security payment would be deducted from my salary. Initially, my salary was $350, but after Social Security is taken out, it's $250, leaving me with only $100. Since I work 22 days a month, that means my daily wage is just $5. Why do I have to pay Social Security? Because if you want to get a trainee lawyer's license, you need to have a record of paying into Social Security. If you don't pay, you will not be able to become a trainee lawyer. And if you can't become a trainee lawyer, you can't become a licensed lawyer. Every day I spent $1 on the subway to get to work. That's $2 for the round trip. I also have to pay for my own meals. Basically, I'm paying to go to work. Now, as a law student, if you want to become in-house counsel, you need work experience. If you want to take the civil service exam, the competition is fierce, and only postgraduates can become judges or prosecutors. If you work at a law firm like I do, you can't even afford to pay for Social Security, and without it, you can't even obtain your qualification. I really don't understand why society still needs law students. They might as well cancel the entire law major. I honestly think there's no point in it existing. Yesterday, we discussed the Social Security issue, and today I'd like to solicit our employees' thoughts. Why are you eating so late? Let me ask, since Social Security payments are due on September 1st and we're supposed to follow the government's policy, do you actually want to make the payment? No, I don't. With this little salary, after paying the mortgage and the car loan, there's barely anything left. I don't think paying Social Security has much meaning. So, September 1st, pay or not pay? Not pay. Why not? Because I need to save money to get married. Today, we signed the agreement. From this moment on, we are officially partners, but there's no longer a boss and no employees, right? As for everyone's Social Security, I'm not aware if anyone has come up with a solution. I've prepared this cooperation agreement and I believe the terms it outlines are favorable. It's not that I personally don't want to pay Social Security for employees. I used to have more than 50 stores, but now I only have 2 left. I need to survive first. Only then can I take on more responsibility. The blogger explained that this agreement makes it very clear. All parties are in a cooperative relationship, not an employer-employee relationship, and therefore no one is required to pay social insurance. Partners are not obligated to provide any social benefits to each other. This agreement also clearly defines the rights and obligations of each party, including how funds should be invested and utilized, how profits should be shared, and what actions should be taken in the event of losses. Behind the push for universal Social Security is a wave of physical stores shutting down. I'm not sure if you've noticed, but many shop owners and factory owners have been closing their businesses, laying off staff, and downsizing their operations. Among them, I think the ones who have it the hardest are restaurant owners like us. Even before this, most of us were just getting by, with business neither booming nor collapsing. However, things have now become unbearable. If you pay Social Security for your employees, the pressure on the shop multiplies. If you cut their wages, the employees won't accept it. And when you're faced with a wave of resignations, even if you manage to force people to stay, a melon twisted off the vine will never taste sweet. A recruitment poster from the well-known Shanghai restaurant brand Xiaoyang Shenzhen has recently gone viral on mainland social media. The poster, widely shared online, advertises a position for a Shanghainese-speaking server. The role offers a monthly salary of $450, includes staff meals, and follows a schedule of working one day and resting the next. Applicants must meet 3 requirements: hold Shanghai household registration, be fluent in Shanghainese dialect, and be over 50 years old. Many netizens offered sharp commentary, noting that with the new Social Security rules, Xiaoyang Shenzhen's move is seen as a clever strategy. By specifically recruiting retired local seniors, the company not only avoids the cost of Social Security contributions, but also builds a reputation for caring for the elderly. However, this tactic also increases employment pressure on younger workers. On Weibo, a user named Lawyer Zhang Who Can Fly commented, "This is quite a smart move by Xiaoyang Shenzhen. Rehiring retirees means no one needs to pay Social Security." Similar cases have been spotted at McDonald's. Some netizens shared photos of recruitment posters displayed at McDonald's store windows, also targeting retirees age 50 and above. Many people joked, are middle-aged and elderly workers now the new favorites of the job market? Just lie flat for 30 years and come back to work after retirement age. Some people stay at home as full-time children taking care of their parents, while retired parents go back into the workforce. Some netizens also voice concern for the middle-aged workforce. This is speechless. Are people over 40 but not yet retired being marginalized? They're the ones under the most pressure, supporting both elderly parents and young children. Retirees already receive pensions, and now they even have an advantage in the job market. Others summed up the current employment landscape bluntly. Retirees return to work and continue to shine, while young people just stay at home lying flat. Meanwhile, the CCP's new Social Security policy is expected to trigger another wave of wage cuts, layoffs, and rising unemployment. A security guard at a property management company in Tianjin reported that, due to the requirement to pay Social Security, his monthly salary has dropped from $500 to $280, a cut of more than 40%. Another netizen posted a video online saying that after the company leadership announced mandatory Social Security payments starting next month, their salary would be slashed from $420 to $210. One commenter remarked, "If you only make $210 a month after all the deductions, you might not even be able to afford food." That's all for today. If you enjoy our content, please give us a thumbs up, subscribe, leave a comment, and share it with a friend. We appreciate your support, and we'll see you next time.